Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're at Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Grab a seat, prop your feet. Let's sip some tea, sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. Sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Come on in now. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah, yeah. Come on in and hit that like, don't forget now. Auntie Mickey's house. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Grown talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh, yeah. From the jokes to the prayer, she keeps it real. Keeps it real. Auntie Mickey's house, that's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. On in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit the light, hit the light, hit the light. You're at Auntie Mickey's, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's, Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in her house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat, come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Grab a seat, drop your feet, let's sip some tea. Sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah. Come on in and hit that light, don't forget. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Don't talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh yeah. From the jokes to the prayer, she keeps it real. Keeps it real, keeps it real. That's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. You know you're in a house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat. Come on in.
Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Oh my goodness. Good to be here. Yes. Go Hawks. I'm still coming down off of that hawk high. So, hello everybody. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you had a wonderful Monday. And I'm just chilling for a minute. I just got through sucking down Wingstop, so that's why you don't see me on camera because I got grease on my face. I'll cam up when I'm cleaned up. So anyway, let me first say hello to everybody in the house. Thank you so much for coming by. Um, it's been quite an eventful weekend, but now it's time to get back down to business again. So, hello, Yolanda. I see you lurking. I see you lurking out there. Hi, Dawn. Hello, Millionaire's Cove. Hello, Carmela. Let's see who else we got here. Camille's in the house, I see. And then there's, okay, Mr. Phillips. Hey, Mr. Phillips. How are you? Adventurous is up in here. Okay. Hello, Satin Doll. I'm getting up toward the top of the list. There's Kendra. Hello, Kendra Roberts. And there's my hubby Pooh. Hello, hubby. Hello, Rachel Haynes. How are you, sweetheart? It's so good to see everybody. And hello, everybody in the bushes. I'm going to have to start asking y'all to come on and hit that like button. Because people ain't trying to hit the like button these days. Come on now, it don't cost you nothing. Not a dime. Not one dime. Hello, Barbara. Oh, so let me get situated here. I'm about ready to fall off of this chair. But anyway, yes, it has been a very eventful weekend. And now it's time to come back down to the business of life. You know, it's okay to watch a game. It's okay to cheer for a team. But at the end of the day, we still got lives to live. And that's all I'm going to say about that. What did I do with this? Okay. Hold up. Wait a minute. There we go. So, as you probably you can tell from the title. I don't know why I spelled his name out like that, but I guess apparently they've been looking at content creators mentioning this Joker's name and targeting them. So they can't get nothing out of me, but his feelings hurt. And he ain't got to come after me. He can just tune into the show if he wants to get his feelings hurt. But yeah, the title is Why Trump's Obama Ape Video Echoes a Long History of Racist Imagery. Because a lot of people don't seem to understand the significance of that video. You know what I'm saying? Rachel Haynes says, I am doing better, been having some back issues, and had my first injection. You had injections in your back, Rachel? Without going into any detail, because I just had my second injection, but it wasn't a cortisone shot. It was something else. Because what they're planning to do is burn my nerves in my back. So I thought maybe you were doing the same thing. But I hope you feel better, sweetheart. Because back issues are no trouble. I mean, no joke. They're no joke. Wow. So basically, I'm not going to hold y'all too long. But anyway, first of all, where the ape stereotypes came from and why it still matters. Tonight we're talking about something uncomfortable. Of course, we're talking about something very uncomfortable, but it's necessary. When people compare black people to apes and monkeys, that didn't start on social media. No. A lot of young folks seem to think that life started with social media. No, there was a life long before the internet. This is a centuries-old propaganda tool used to justify slavery, segregation, violence, lynching, all that stuff. Hey, Diane, how are you? So drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever wondered where this stereotype actually came from. If you already know, don't bother. But if you don't know, drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever wondered where this stereotype actually came from. I'll wait. And while I'm waiting for them ones, I'm going to share a video. Let me share this video real quick because you know your president don't know how to take accountability. He don't take accountability for nothing. I mean, for real. Let me play this for you. This is what he played, what he said over the weekend. Okay, where to go?
To other news now, and President Trump has declined to apologize for a racist video posted on his social media account depicting former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle as apes. Mr. Trump blamed a member of his staff for what he called a mistake. Now deleted, he's facing a significant backlash over the video, which the BBC is not showing. It is a parody of Disney's Lion King. It depicts Mr. Trump as a lion, while senior Democrats are portrayed as various animals worshipping him. The Obama.
Wow, he sure is into himself, isn't he? He's really into himself. He depicted himself as the Lion King, and all of the animals bowed down to him. The dude is delusional. That dementia is seriously kicking in hard. And I'm not telling jokes. I'm just saying, there's something wrong with that man. And don't be surprised if he don't last this whole term. Because cognitively, he's a mess.
Are the only people depicted as apes. The White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, initially defended the video. Speaking on Air Force One, President Trump said, "I didn't see the whole thing," claiming the video was published in error, and he only saw the start of it, which was focused on alleged voter fraud, and he claims he gave it to staff to post. Well, the video provoked widespread criticism, including from many Republicans. Senator Tim Scott, who is black, described it as the most racist thing I've seen out of this White House. When asked whether he renounces the racist part, Mr. Trump fell short of making an apology.
Did you? No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things.
See, once again, I made a mistake. I didn't see it. I look at thousands of things and no accountability whatsoever. And then the people that work for him and stand 10 toes down for him, they're complicit. They're just as guilty as he is. The old blonde chick that came out and says, "Oh, you get over your fake rage." Shut up. What would you know about fake rage until you walked in someone else's shoes? But that's why this has been able to go on and on and on for so many years, for generations, because people excuse it. They made it normal. This has been going on for generations.
I looked at the beginning of it, it was fine. They had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered, if you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on the Lion King. And certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. nobody knew that that was in the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it, and probably they would have had the sense to take it down.
There
As
we
we
go
mentioned,
with
there
the
has been a
deflection.
lot of reaction. Yvette Clarke is chair of the Congressional Black Caucus in the US. She says she isn't surprised by the video being posted.
My reaction was the same outrage and alarm that most people of goodwill felt at seeing the video and posted by the President of the United States or someone within his orbit. You know, I'm not surprised. I know that many people are a bit shocked, but I'm not. And that's because ever since Donald Trump first ran for office, he was a demonstrated racist. He cooked up a whole myth about President Barack Obama being born in Kenya.
I'm sorry, adventurous. That was my phone. My bad.
The rise of birtherism here in the United States, and so it's just continued, but the stakes have become even higher with his outlandish and quite frankly bigoted behavior. It invokes violence in a very volatile environment that Black Americans are living in right now.
Well, this was the reaction of Patrice Willoughby, Global Chief of Policy at the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People.
You know what, Camille? You're absolutely right. It's obvious he never watched The Lion King. There are no apes in that movie. But see, this is how he deflects. You notice how he deflected to the election fraud is what he can't even get over 2020. Quiet as it's kept, he can't get over Obama. Obama has been taking up residence in this man's brain rent-free for years. Jealousy is ugly, and he makes it hideous. Jealousy is very ugly.
The president has used this type of racial rhetoric in the past to create the impression that people of color are less worthy. And so the American public and the global public has recognized that this is a way to cast aspersions, to make other people appear as though they are less worthy of representation. And it was very appropriately condemned widely by politicians of both parties. But it is not surprising because this is what the president has done throughout his tenure.
In any other sort of normal walk of life, I think it's fair to say that if there was a CEO, this sort of thing would be career-ending. I guess I want to understand, will this matter? Will this just blow over?
Nope.
This is a distraction. The president issues statements like this because it pulls attention away from failed policies that he has on the economy and the lack of standing with other world leaders and the general decline of the U.S. in the eyes of people around the world. Overall, it will not matter. It is a distraction because the American people see what's happening in U.S. cities with the proliferation of border and customs patrol, the growth of essentially secret police that are attacking people who are both citizens and non-citizens, and which violates the Constitution. So overall, it's not going to matter because people can differentiate between fact and fiction.
Patrice Willoughby, Global Chief of Policy at the National Association for the Advancement of Coloured People, talking to my colleague Nomia Iqbal.
So many from both sides have basically been speaking out. Hello, Lisa. How are you? Many from both sides have spoken out, okay, against this man's actions, the recent actions, but they've been speaking out a lot more on other actions as well. But this one right here took the cake. And I mean, people from like Tim Scott, the only black senator in the Republican Party, even he had to come out and say something. And he been licking that man's boots for a long time. Also, evangelic leaders have been coming out saying what they've got to say. Let me share this video with you. I'm not going to share the whole video, but just, you know, from what they've been saying. Okay.
I won't say the church, but there's an evangelical church that has Donald Trump has attended, that Donald Trump is beginning of the church. The leader, the founder, the preacher all stood up and said, what happened yesterday was not right. What happened yesterday was un-American. What happened yesterday goes against everything we teach here. It was so racist, it was so bigoted that it even forced or shocked, I don't know which word should be used, evangelical leaders to step up and speak out against it.
It did force them or shock them, and I think it shocked Americans. So you have Black History Month. He's going to do this to the ultimate black couple in terms of American politics.
Right.
You're going to divide the country because you don't like the Puerto Rican ancestry of the person that's going to sing or perform at
Americans,
the Super Bowl.
by the way. Americans.
American. Born American.
More American than quite a few people I could name right now. Been in America longer than quite a few people. I mean,
so it's the presidency.
We're all equally Americans, which of course they don't understand, but Bad Bunny has been an American.
But you know what? When you think about it, they all immigrants. Can I say that again? They're all immigrants, including Trump. Now, he may have been born here, but he comes from immigrants. His wife is an immigrant. Black people are not immigrants because we didn't choose to be here. People don't seem to get that. Only true Americans, if you want to just call a spade, is the Native American. And this land was stolen from them.
Much longer.
By birth.
By birth.
But it becomes a presidency of divisiveness, and I think people are getting tired of it.
Yeah.
You use birtherism to come in to politics. People are saying, wait a minute, you're dividing everybody. We're racially profiling people on deportations, but enough is enough. And I think he crystallized it with this video demeaning the Obamas for no reason.
Listen, the numbers have just collapsed in a historic manner. The Hispanics that were gained, the working Americans that were gained, the younger voters that were gained, even some male black voters, they have more vote from men. That's all gone. Right. Not only is it gone, it's just absolutely cratered, and stuff like this is not, you just got to explain this again. This is not owning the libs, Pablo. This is not owning the libs. That would be, again, I keep saying this. It would be like hitting yourself with a ball-peen hammer in the head and going, I'm owning you. I'm going to hit myself again. These are self-inflicted wounds from which it's hard to see. Even Republicans are saying, don't know how they're going to recover. And they keep doing it to themselves. and they're thinking they're owning limbs. No, if you hit yourself in the head with a hammer, you are only owning yourself. What?
And not only that, you keep hitting yourself in the head with that proverbial hammer, and eventually you gonna die. I'm not saying literally in terms of this situation, but you keep hitting the same thing over. It's got to end at some point. It's got to end at some point. But they picked the right one when they put him in there to do all this. Because I don't think there's another man after him that's going to be able to pull this off. And that's not a good thing to be able to brag about. It really isn't.
Let me say it like there will be blood. If you hit yourself with a hammer, you should put that hammer under a glass jar and put it on the mantle. But go ahead.
Basically,
that's my Daniel Day-Lewis.
Unexpected impressions.
Yes.
It's good. I drink your memes. I drink them up.
Yes.
But the artwork, such as it is yet again a bleep posted meme, right?
Right.
So this is the definition of drinking poison and hoping your opponent dies.
Right.
This is, I mean, it's just like you are catering to the.
It's unbelievable.
It's the sub basement, the fracking level poisoned well that they're drawing from. That's the derrick atop the earth that they are mining.
Yes.
And in the process, everything else is getting poisoned. And they don't realize it. That's what's happening in Minnesota. What's happening with Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl. That's what's happening on the internet, where we say it all the time now. The most Twitter-brained institution we've ever seen is this White House. And it's not connected to what anybody in normal mainstream life is even vaguely sympathetic to.
So basically, what they're saying is that, you know, even now, every now and again, we see this imagery pop up like we just did with him when he put that out there on Twitter. Every now and again, we see these racist images peep out their little heads. Even now. Let me share something with you, just to prove my point. Just to prove a point. Okay, where is it? Hang on just a second. This, believe it or not, is I don't even know what to call it. It is a cartoon figure of Michael Jordan as a monkey. Michael Jordan. This is how they depicted Michael Jordan back then. That wasn't too long ago. Not at all. Oh, but you know what? Here's another one I want you to see. Now, this is a video that I found here on YouTube. Now, this video was done three years ago. And it was from a content creator that was covering a story that had happened 3 years prior to that. So, just to give you some context, the video that I'm about to show you is from 2019 about a woman who referred to Michelle Obama as an ape in heels. Now, she did that back in 2016. But you know, God is good. God is so good. Sometimes he make you eat your own words. Hold on just a second.
I covered a story 3 years ago by a woman out of West Virginia named Pamela Taylor, 57 years old now. And at the time period, she had made headlines because she called First Lady Michelle Obama an ape in heels. Now, in that video, because she decided to call names and try to clown Michelle Obama, I had to take her to task a little bit. So I want to make sure, if you have not seen the original video from 3 years ago.
Now, I just said this happened in 2016 is when she initially made that statement about Michelle Obama. This video is 3 years after that, because sometimes things will catch up with you when you least expect it.
Then I'll leave a link, and I'm clowning on her a little bit. I'm not gonna lie with you, because she's kind of opened herself up to that for calling Michelle Obama an ape in heels. I just don't take too kind to that. Now, you fast forward to now, this woman, the same woman, and you know, God is good. God is so good.
Yes,
he is, isn't he? She had falsely registered more than $18,000 in FEMA disaster benefits after historic flooding in Clay County, West Virginia in the same year, 2016. Now, those floods killed 23 people. She claimed that her primary residence was damaged in the flood and that she was staying in rental property, the prosecutors stated. Now, her home was not damaged at all. However, and she still lived in the home.
This woman was stealing money. Stealing money. From a federal program. From the Federal Emergency Management Association. Isn't that something? How you can have so much vitriol to spit on someone you've never met before. You want to make derogatory comments based on their ethnic background and call it a woman. What is it? She said a ape in heels. And she stole $18,000 while she's calling Michelle Obama a ape in heels. The nerve. But that's where that entitlement comes in. That's where that entitlement comes in. Oh, I'm better than her. I can do what I want to do. No, you can't, boo-boo.
So she sat up there, told FEMA she lost her home. It was messed up. She's still living there, chilling, getting a free check.
Free check.
Taken from the government, wanting handouts. But these same female want to sit up here and call Michelle Obama ape in heels. I tell you, some of the biggest thieves don't look like me and you. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters.
Amen.
Now, they stated the U.S. attorney, which is the prosecutor for the government, say the flood was a natural disaster. Stealing from FEMA is a man-made disaster. She stole from the taxpayers. Now, she made a plea deal with the government, and she told them she'll pay them $18,149.04. Now, let's say she faces up to 30 years in prison and a fine up to $500,000, which she is sentenced May the 30th. Now, they couldn't reach her for comment. They stated that she was fired from her job at the time period as a Clay County Development Corporation back in November. She is not looking good, but I don't really see them throwing her in jail no 30 years. I just don't see that.
No, they ain't gonna do that.
I mean, especially if they made an agreement with her to take a plea deal and going to pay, the money back. I don't see no 30 years at all, if anything. But this is the thing. That's what you get. That's what you get. You're sitting up here saying Michelle Obama ape in heels, and then you stealing from the government.
Imagine that.
These people, Lord, these people make me laugh sometimes. They make me laugh. You know, the thing is, people like that, you know, this woman's just a racist. Always try to project who they are.
That's right.
Or project the worst of them on us. We ain't got nothing to do with their situation. They're always trying to compare us to an ape. And like I said, so many people have broken that down. And like I said, if you go back to, you know, the video that I originally made, I even showed how she compares to that snow ape on the video that I did, because, hey, she want to call someone an ape. Michelle Obama don't have those features. She do. But these people is always doing the most. And it's great that we live in a time period that they can be exposed like this. Now, sure, they're talking about it here and there, but they're not going to put that up on the evening news. But, if this was a black woman.
Oh, they putting it up on the evening news now. Because like I said, this is 3 years ago. But people are still, when it comes from the president of the United States, it's a whole new ball game.
And she was saying something about, Trump or his wife. And then it came up later that she did the exact same thing. Oh, they'll be blasting this black woman's picture everywhere. We'll stop talking about it. We'll be saying, see, this what blacks do. Blacks steal and this and that and the third, right? But when it comes to her, you get little one-page articles or maybe people on social media talking about it. So no, we're going to talk about it. Pamela is good for you. I'm glad. Next time, keep your mouth shut. Stop stealing from the government. Nothing happened to your home, you thief. That's good they caught you. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular story with this thief that pled guilty, that took a plea deal, whatever that may be, named Pamela Taylor. Just stealing. I know you probably believe in white Jesus too. I know white Jesus, well, let me back up. White Jesus don't care if you steal, because you wouldn't stole countries, you wouldn't stole people if you follow white Jesus. But white Jesus is an idol, it's not the real one. But you need to get your act together, Pamela. Get your act together. You need to apologize to Mrs. Obama for what you said, because you see, God don't like ugly, and you sure is ugly.
I had to let that play, because yes, she's ugly inside and out for saying that. Absolutely, Millionaires Cove. Millionaires Cove said they always doing stuff that makes us the culprits for everything. We are their scapegoat. Adventurous You says, white Jesus. I heard a black Jesus from Good Times, but not white Jesus. White Jesus is that picture that, our grandparents and great-grandparents used to put up on the wall of Jesus with the long, luxurious hair and light skin, blue eyes, But in all actuality, if you pay attention to that episode of Good Times, that picture that JJ painted was depicted from the Bible. That's how the Bible depicted Jesus. So yes, for those in the back that may not know, Jesus was black. I hate to bust your bubble if you don't think otherwise. So anyway, I just thought it was appropriate to show those videos to you, because there is a history. And a lot of even black people don't realize the history or the extent of the history. So when black people are compared to apes or shown with monkey-like traits, that isn't just an insult. It's the echo of a centuries-old lie that was used to deny our humanity and justify violence. This is what they did to justify denying us humanity and to justify violence against black bodies. There's a reason for comparing black people to apes is considered one of the most extreme forms of racism because it comes from a long history of propaganda designed to strip black people of their humanity. And some imagery is so loaded that it carries history with it. And depicting black people as apes is one of those images. It has been used for centuries to excuse slavery, segregation, and brutality. Referring to black people as apes isn't edgy humor or free speech. It's a recycled narrative from a time when calling us less than human made oppression acceptable. This is what they would do to convince themselves that what they're doing and saying was okay. Hold on a second. So I want to be very clear tonight. When you see black people depicted as monkeys or apes, you're looking at a symbol that was created to say we are not fully human. Calling black people apes was never meant to be a joke. It was meant to be permission. That gave them permission to do those things and say those things. And if we're going to be honest about it, we're going to be honest about why this imagery is so dangerous, we have to confront its origins. Because it didn't happen by accident. It was designed, taught, and enforced throughout history. Just as an example, here's some images that come from way, way back. Way, way back. This here is an image that was posted many, many, many years ago of a young black child compared to a monkey. Let me turn down this music. This is just one image. Here's another one I'm going to share with you. This one right here is a picture. Uh-oh, what happened here? This is a picture of a young black teenage boy holding a monkey. Let me see, what did I just do? Okay. Even the food and tobacco products that they sold back then. Everything that was presented for consumption, for white consumptions, had racist overtones to it. Now, spoiler alert, this is not to promote racism in any way. I'm just showing you the obvious. This is a can of oysters. canned in Mississippi. They're Mississippi oysters. And the name of these oysters are Negro head oysters. They had another name for it as well. Let's go a little bit further down. They called them niggerhead oysters. And they were sold in stores. Just as blatant. I'll read a little bit of it to you. This is back in 1953. In 1953, a local newspaper in Jackson, Tennessee ran an advertisement promoting niggerhead oysters at the price of just 45 cents per can. While shocking to modern readers, this was far from an isolated event. The brand could be found in multiple stores across the United States, especially in the southern states. The use of such an egregiously racist term on a mass-marketed food product was, at the time, normalized in certain parts of America. This product wasn't just a local joke or one-off label. It represented a broader acceptance of anti-Black stereotypes and language that pervaded everyday American life. That language wasn't merely offensive. It was a tool of dehumanization, a reinforcement of racial hierarchies, and a clear indicator of how deeply white supremacy influenced consumer culture. Let me scroll down some more. Here's another product. Nigger hair smoking tobacco. Let me find it. Let me find a picture of it. There it is. This was smoking tobacco. The name of it was nigger hair smoking tobacco. The problem didn't start or end with oysters. In 1878, the B. Leitersdorf Company in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, launched a tobacco product called nigger hair smoking tobacco. The name was accompanied by an overtly racist label, a caricature of a black man with exaggerated features, oversized lips, and a woolly afro, adorned with nose and ear rings, a primitive depiction meant to entertain white consumers. This grotesque branding persisted for decades until the 1950s, when increasing public pressure forced the company to rename the product Bigger Hair Smoking Tobacco. So they just took the N off and put a B in its place. The rebranding removed the explicit slur, but left the underlying mockery and exploitation intact. So in other words, all they did was change the name, but they kept that image on there. Racist marketing wasn't a fluke, it was strategic. These cases are not isolated missteps. They are examples of an entrenched practice of racist marketing designed to appeal to a predominantly white consumer base. Marketers understood that using racial stereotypes would evoke familiarity with white audiences raised on minstrel shows and Jim Crow caricatures, reinforce social hierarchies by mocking and dehumanizing Black Americans, sell products through shock, humor, or familiarity, regardless of ethical concerns, from Aunt Jemima to Uncle Ben's, Sambo's restaurants to Darky toothpaste, later renamed Darley. The marketplace has long profited off of the portrayal of Black people as either servile, primitive, or grotesque. Let me take this one down. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I just got rid of everything. Dang it. Hold on. Let me see if they're still there. Nope. Everything I had is gone. Hold on just a second. I'm going to try to get it back. Okay, hold the dough, hold the dough. All right, here we go. Now, excuse me, it didn't stop with just marketing food and stuff like that. They even had games out there. Games. This is a game called Jolly Darky Target Game. In this description, it says the objective of the game was to throw a wooden ball into a bullseye, the gaping mouth of the target in cardboard decorated using imagery of Sambo, and that could open and close. It was one of the many products in media of late 19th century in the United States depicting African Americans as beasts and associating the black male face, Sambo images with racial slurs, terms such as coon, darky, the N-word, and pickaninny. Among these was another Milton Bradley game called Darky's Coon Game. The term darky referred to the exaggerated physiognomic features depicting black people and associated with minstrel shows. In the book Ceramic Uncles and Celluloid Mammies, Black Images and Their Influence on Culture, Patricia Turner reported that she had heard of a black man sitting outside a theater preceding a minstrel show with his mouth open and children throwing balls into it for entertainment. The Cuban poet and journalist Jose Marti witnessed a similar scene at Coney Island and wrote about it. It was one of many games produced at the time with a theme involving violence against black people who were encountering growing hostility throughout the United States. The game depicted a symbolic form of violence that reinforced the servitude of black people. Another game with a more obvious theme of violence was Hit the Dodger, Knock Him Out. It was also one of the objects produced at the time featuring a mouth and black ingestion as a stereotype of African Americans, such as the watermelon stereotype, also exemplified by the Jolly N-word bank, into which coins are inserted into a mouth-shaped slot. The target consumer for the game was white people, who bought it for their children. These games and images reinforced an encompassing theme of domination by white people and subordination of black people. Turner states that such products reflected means by which American consumers found acceptable ways of buying and selling the souls of black folk even after the abolition of slavery in the United States, and the use of black images in advertising figured prominently in commodity capitalism. Today, the game is considered a collector's item. It is part of collectible black memorabilia consisting of objects such as dolls, toys, and postcards that include those that are offensive or racist. Even the most contemptible examples of such works. By 1993, there were about 50,000 black memorabilia collectors in the United States, about 70% of whom were African Americans. Let's not forget the cartoons, y'all. We can't forget the cartoons. All this and rabbit stew. You see how they depicted this? And this is Bugs Bunny. There's Bugs Bunny. And they've got a black man looking like a monkey. There is one more video I'm going to try to find that I accidentally deleted. If you bear with me for just a moment. Hold on just a second. Now, let's see. This is an older video. Disgust, anger, totally inappropriate reactions to racist cartoon in Missouri newspaper. And hold on just a second, I'll pull it up for you.
Reaction tonight to that controversial editorial cartoon out of Washington, Missouri. Many call it racist and inappropriate. 3 people, including the publisher of the Missourian newspaper, have now all stepped down.
5 on your side's Robert Townsend has more on the fallout.
This is the controversial editorial cartoon that sent shockwaves across Franklin County, the St. Louis area, and the state. It shows a white woman being robbed by what appears to be a black man wearing a hoodie, and she says, "Help, somebody call 911. With his hands on the woman's arm and her purse, the man responds, "Good luck with that, lady. We defunded the police."
My reaction to the cartoon was disgust, anger, and it was totally inappropriate.
Michael McMillan is the president of the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis.
When you look at where we are as a nation right now, that cartoon is the exact example of what not to do. We need to be coming together, making sure that blacks and whites and people of all different races and ethnicities are trying to come together.
The co-owners of the family-run newspaper, Susan Miller Warden and Jean Miller Wood, posted a message on the paper's website. They say, quote, "On behalf of the Missourian, we are sorry and disgusted for the editorial cartoon, which was published by their father, Bill Miller Sr. The 2 daughters resigned Hours later, their 90-year-old father, the Missourian's publisher, also stepped down. In a statement, Bill Miller said in part, quote, "The cartoon was intended to support our editorial position that defunding police departments is not the answer to resolving the racial inequities and injustices that have occurred in policing in this country." Miller added, "I made a mistake." Miller's daughter, Trish Miller O'Donnell, who previously served as editor and publisher of the St. Louis Business Journal, will become interim publisher on Thursday.
The Missourians should not have let this happen.
On Wednesday, Franklin County resident Matthew Jansen and several others held a peaceful protest outside the Missourian.
We're going to make sure that the owner hears us loud and clear that we will not tolerate him or his racist beliefs.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
And let's not forget about Amos and Andy. This one's from 1952. Hold on just a second here.
Out of the library of American folklore, those treasured stories such as Huck Finn, Paul Bunyan, and Rip Van Winkle, which have brought us laughter and joy for generations, come the warm, lovable tales of Amos and Andy, created by Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll, presented by the Blatz Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a division of Shenley Industries, on behalf of Blatz dealers everywhere. Now enjoy Blatz, Milwaukee's finest beer.
I'm from Milwaukee and I ought to know. It's Blatz, 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 wherever you go.
Blatz, 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 wherever you go. Lord have mercy. Hello, Lady Letitia. How are you, sweetheart? Oh yeah, blackface too. There's so much that we could pull up tonight. We'd be here all night, honestly. We would be here all night. Lady Letitia, I'm going to drop the link if you want to come up. Hold on, let me play this some more.
Blatz is the name you will always hear. Blatz is Milwaukee's finest beer.
Now, the Amos and Andy Show.
Hello, folks. This is Amos. We is now in the Grand Central Station. And the reason we are down here is to see Sapphire's mama off to Chicago to visit her other daughter, Fluorescent.
Sapphire. Sapphire's mama. You see how, and this was funny. This was supposed to be funny. This was entertainment. This was entertainment for white people. Degrading entertainment for white people. Let me see if I can make this further.
All right, Samson, put it down.
George, have you figured out when Mama gets to Chicago?
Well, with the Eastern Standard Time and the eastbound reading up and westbound reading down and light and dark type, the only way I figure that if your train is on schedule, you are due in Chicago 10 minutes ago.
No wonder. You was looking at the wrong train. It says here, plain as day, New York to Chicago.
Well, what do you know about this, Sapphire?
What, Mama?
It says here I got a half-hour stopover in Los Angeles.
Oh, Mama.
You know, it's sad that there's so many that we could pull to show. We'd be up all night looking at all this, and honestly, it turns my stomach. It turns my stomach to watch a lot of this old stuff. See, I remember the stories from my grandfather when he went to war, and the Italian women thought that black soldiers had tails. That's because the white soldiers told those women over there that the black soldiers had tails. So, when a black soldier was on leave and went to go, spend some time with a woman or whatever, first thing them women wanted to do was see their tail. Because they had been convinced by the white soldiers, and mind you, American soldiers, not Italian. American, this is over in Italy during World War II. And these white soldiers, for fun, just for fun, told these Italian hookers, let me call them what they were, told these Italian hookers that black soldiers, black men had tails. And these white officers and soldiers did that for sport. Now, there's a long story behind that story. I'm not going to get off into that. But this is how racism is ingrained into people. This is how it's ingrained, that we're ignorant, that we ain't got no sense, that we're stupid. We're there for their entertainment, for their mockery. Now, a lot of people did criticize Amos and Andy for, playing those roles, but they got paid very well. But sometimes you have to understand all money ain't good money.
The 20th Century Limited to Chicago, now boarding on track 6. Uh-oh, that's my train. I better check my bags to see if they're all right.
Tell her you're going to miss her.
Gonna miss you, Mama.
Can't you be more sincere?
I don't want to overdo the thing. She might not leave.
Everything's all right. I guess I better get on my train.
George, you're not going to stand there and let Mama lug those heavy suitcases to the train.
Why, certainly not. Put them down, Mama. And I'll scout around, see can I find you a hand truck. Sarah, strange as it seems, I'm going to miss your Mama around here.
Well, George, I never expected to hear you say anything like that.
Well, I can't explain it. It's like a prize fighter without a spawn partner. I'm afraid I might go stale.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, George. You're going to miss Mama for more than one reason. I don't know if you've forgotten it or not, but Mama was paying us $15 a week while she was here.
Holy mackerel, that is right. I forgot all about that.
And frankly, George, we needed that money for the rent. I guess the only solution is for us to think about taking a boarder in Mama's room.
Now, wait a minute here. That's out. There ain't no stranger going to invade the sanctity of my home.
Well, that's all very well, George, but if we don't take in a boarder, the only other alternative is for you to go to work.
All right, then. I'll go to work.
Okay, I've had enough of this one. I can't get with Amos and Andy. It really used to irk me. It really did. But now, look, don't forget, it wasn't just the grown folks that had to have entertainment. And I'm not going to play a whole lot of this one either. Hello, Lady Letitia. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Where you at?
Hello.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
This show is about the history of racist imagery. And it's basically sparked as a result of, I decided to do this live because of the AI video that Trump displayed of the Obamas as monkeys.
Yes.
This goes back generations and generations of
Yeah,
Black
it
people
does.
being depicted as monkeys and such. So this is just a little history lesson, so to speak, on where this mentality came from. So there's so much out there that we could look at, and I'm just showing just a handful. So just so we don't leave out the little kitties, because the little kitties had to have something for their parents to ingrain their racism with. So
Right.
let me go ahead and share this video. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these are banned cartoons, Disney cartoons. These are banned Disney cartoons from the 50s, I believe. I'm not going to play them all, but I'll just give you an idea.
For a company built on talking animals and fairy dust, Disney's got a few skeletons lurking behind the castle gates. Ever stop and wonder what old Mickey Mouse might be sweeping under that cheerful red carpet? Well, turns out the House of Mouse isn't all smiles and pixie dust. Today, we're peeling back the wholesome curtain and taking a closer look at the not-so-magical side of Disney, the part they really don't want you to talk about. Let's get into it. Fantasy, sci-fi, nostalgia, reruns of it. Cannibal Capers, 1930.
1930. This is a Disney cartoon from the 30s, 1932 to be exact, that depicts Black people in a negative connotation.
First up on our list, we have Cannibal Capers, a 1930 Disney creation that's less Magic Kingdom and more Twilight Zone. Disney really hopes you'll forget about this one. It dropped back in 1930 when jazz was hot, the stock market was not, and cartoons, well, they weren't exactly subtle. Now, this isn't the worst offender in Disney's vault, but it's definitely where things start to get uncomfortable. Directed by Burt Gillette, the same guy who brought us several of those whimsical silly symphonies, this short was part of that early experimental phase where Disney was still trying to figure out how far was too far. Set in an unnamed jungle filled with jittery, exaggerated caricatures of African natives.
Wow. So they depicted African natives as, well, you know what they used to call them. But this was common back in those days. And unfortunately, it still creeps up its little head even today, as our president let us know right off the bat.
Yes, he did.
The cartoon plays out like a minstrel show set to a bouncy score.
Wow.
Time, audiences chuckle. Today, not so much. These characters dance, hoot, and chase each other around in what was supposed to be comedy. But what you're really watching is a showcase of lazy, offensive tropes, big lips, bone in the hair, the whole ugly package. And the worst part? No main character to pin it on. Just a faceless chorus of stereotypes dancing through Disney history. It's the kind of thing Disney quietly swept under the rug, hoping we'd all focus on Mickey's next clubhouse adventure instead. Let's just say it didn't age like a fine wine, more like a warm jug of sour milk left out at a picnic. And trust me, things only get more uncomfortable from here. Santa's Workshop, 1932. Next up is Santa's Workshop, featuring guess who? Santa Claus, of course. Released in 1932, this short was directed by Wilfred Jackson and produced by Walt Disney himself.
Wilford Jackson, he looked very familiar. I think he was an actor. I might be wrong, but that looked like a very young version of another actor I've seen before.
The cartoon was designed to lift holiday spirits, but lift them? It didn't. At least not for everyone. Now you might be asking, what could possibly go wrong in a joyful festive setting like Santa's workshop? Well, let's jump in and find out, shall we? Santa's workshop gives us a whimsical look at Santa's elves preparing for Christmas. Heartwarming and harmless, right? Well, not quite. In a scene where Santa is working on baby dolls, a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed doll comes down the chute, and he teaches it to say mama before stamping her butt with OK. But then, a black doll flies down the chute, lands face first, gets up, and in a raspy voice yells mammy, and stamps her own butt, all while Santa chuckles at some good old-fashioned racism.
Mammy. Mammy.
Wow.
Wow.
That
Mammy.
is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And she had to stamp her own butt.
Yep. But you see what I'm talking
stamping
about?
butts anyway. Nasty.
Not mama, but mammy. Yes.
Mammy.
Golly. And you know, Yolanda, you made a very valid point. All kinds of Black history stuff. There's so many Black inventions that people don't know about. They don't talk about it. But they can certainly refer to Black folks as monkeys, huh? Just like that woman. I showed a video earlier, Lady Letitia. This was a video that was done 3 years ago about a woman who 3 years prior to that called Obama's wife a ape in heels.
Oh.
Yeah. And ironically,
they are bold.
Oh yeah. Ironically, this same woman pled guilty to defrauding, I think it was FEMA or something. She was illegally getting funds for disaster relief.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, God has a way of making you or humbling you, I'll put it like that.
Humbling you. That's a
But
good
the audacity for her to refer to Michelle Obama at that time, she was the first lady at the time.
Wow.
That she referred to her as that. She said, I'm tired of this ape in heels. That's sick.
The cartoon came under fire for perpetuating racial stereotypes, and it's clear why. For audiences of the era, the racial and ethnic caricatures likely went unnoticed or were simply accepted. And if you're wondering if it's still watchable today, it is. Well, kind of. The cartoon exists in the Disney archives, but good luck finding the original unedited version. You have to wonder what aspects of today's media will age just as poorly. Three Little Pigs, 1933.
Uh-oh.
Swinging in at number 3 is none other than The Three Little Pigs, a classic that's often narrated to kids before bedtime. The cartoon emerged in 1933, and if you think this nursery rhyme-inspired cartoon is all huff and no puff, well, think again. But it's just 3 little pigs building houses and a wolf who's bad at demolition, right? What's the controversy? Well, sit tight, my friends, because this version has the big bad wolf disguising himself as a Jewish peddler in one controversial scene.
A Jewish peddler.
Wow.
The racism is real.
Yeah, it is.
A Jewish peddler. I'm surprised they didn't put big lips on him and make him black
Yeah, me too.
as the bad guy. Because that's what they did.
You heard that right. The cartoon dips its toes into anti-Semitic territory, with the wolf wearing a disguise that leans into Jewish stereotypes. The cartoon was released during a time when anti-Semitic sentiments were alarmingly present, both in America and around the globe. The wolf's caricature wasn't an accident. It was a reflection of the prejudices of the time. Disney has since made changes to the wolf's appearance in the cartoon, but the original, unedited version remains a painful reminder of a less enlightened past.
Wow.
Is it available for watching today? Well, the modified version exists, but Disney has done a great job of burying the original like a dog with a bone. Trader Mickey, 1932. At number 2, we have Trader Mickey. Released back in 1932, Trader Mickey was directed by Burt Gillette and Dave Hand and voiced by the man himself, Walt Disney. It's fair to say that this cartoon is one for the history books, but not in the best of ways. Picture this. Mickey Mouse and his trusty sidekick Pluto are in the jungle, traveling up an African river with a cargo of clothes and musical instruments. Seems harmless, right? Wrong. They encounter a cannibal tribe that's depicted with, you guessed it, exaggerated features and deeply troubling actions that echo the disturbing racial stereotypes of the time.
As though Africans were just animals in the jungle.
Exactly.
Hi, down south Stitcher.
That's horrible.
But this is the norm. It's been like this for generations. Even in some cartoons today. You'd be surprised.
Wow.
It's not long before our dynamic duo was captured by the tribe and almost cooked for dinner. Mickey turns things around by playing a saxophone while being boiled in a cauldron, and an all-out native party breaks out. While this cartoon does share some striking similarities with Cannibal Capers, we rank Trader Mickey higher on our list because, in Trader Mickey, the racist stereotypes are not just part of the background, they're central to the narrative.
Yep.
Mickey and Pluto directly interact with these caricatures, which bumps up the controversy factor to a whole new level. Mickey's Melodrammer, 1933. Hold on to your mouse ears, folks, because taking the crown for the most controversial Disney cartoon of all time is none other than Mickey's Melodrammer from 1933. Directed by Wilfred Jackson and starring Disney's golden duo, Mickey and Minnie Mouse, this one is a real doozy.
Wow.
So here's the rundown. Mickey and his friends decide to stage the controversial play, Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Oh no, not Uncle Tom's Cabin.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. No, they didn't. Ooh, Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna hold my tongue. Let me hold my tongue. Let me hold my tongue.
But the way they go about it, questionable to say the least. Mickey actually dons blackface in this cartoon.
Oh my
and
God.
does so by having a firecracker literally blow up in his face. And he's not the only one. Mickey's friend Clarabelle the cow rubs soot all over her face from a burning candle glass to achieve the same effect.
Wow.
But as bad as that looks today, it wasn't just the blackface that caused a bit of a stir. The cartoon doubles down on its racially insensitive escapades with risque depictions of Uncle Tom characters, right from attire to accent. The cartoon dropped when America was neck deep in racial segregation and the cruel reality of Jim Crow laws. As unsettling as it sounds, this cartoon was right at home in the culture of the era. There were no massive protests, no outrage. It was simply accepted as yet another lovable Disney cartoon.
Wow.
Flash forward to today, and Disney has banished this one to the vault. You definitely won't catch it on Disney Plus or any other official streaming site, that's for sure. So there you have it, folks. 5 Disney cartoons that captivated audiences in the past, but have now been buried deep in the Disney library, never to show their face again. It's a sketchy side street in the annals of animation history, that's for sure, but one that shouldn't be hidden away as if it never happened. What do you think? Are there any other cartoons you think should have made the list?
Tons of them. I'm going to leave that alone. There's tons of them. There's tons. Tons of them. You're muted, sweetie. Oh, so what do you think about all this, love?
It's sad. It really is. And they need to abolish it. Get rid of it altogether instead of putting it in a vault, number one. It's just sad. This is what our president does. He brings about things that are controversy, and he's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the person that stops the division, stops the segregation, and stop it. But instead, he's promoting it.
Absolutely. And the sad part about it is, wait a minute, why don't I see you on my screen? I don't see.
Hit
Wait a minute.
the layout.
There we are. There we are. Oh my God. I was like, where did she go? I hear her. So what I was going to say is that the mentality that he has is from way back then. Because
Yeah.
remember, he's damn near 80 years old. So this is some deep-seated racism within himself. This is nothing new under the sun with him. But it also shows, it puts a mirror up to a lot of white America.
Yeah, that don't speak out against it.
Exactly.
Or, are appalled by his behavior.
Exactly.
I really thought that they would get a lot more backlash than they did.
Exactly. Now, there were a few. Tim Scott, I was very surprised to see him come out, considering that he's the only black Republican senator. But even when he came out, he said something to the effect of, I pray this is fake. Man, you know good and well that ain't fake, and you know he's racist.
Fake.
You know good and well. A lot of evangelical leaders have come out as well.
Oh.
But yeah, but the audacity of it all has to be just as powerful as the audacity of ICE.
Yeah.
It needs to be on that level.
It does.
The protesting in the street, just like
does.
George
it really
Floyd.
Needs to have a bigger outrage, a way bigger outrage.
Absolutely.
I'm with you.
And see,
Protesting.
a lot of Americans, black and white, don't realize how deep-seated this is. It's embedded. It's baked in. It's baked in racism, and it's taught from generation to generation.
Yeah, generations.
You know, especially when you look at those Disney cartoons. That was instilling. That was planting the racist seed in those children.
In the children.
Point blank. Period.
But the children, teaching them.
But this stuff goes way back even farther than what I just showed. It goes way back to the 1600s, slavery era foundations. And the key idea was to dehumanize as justification. It was dehumanization as justification.
Wow.
European enslavers needed a moral excuse for slavery. Africans were described as animal-like, savage, subhuman. Okay? If you convince society someone isn't fully human, you can do anything to them. That was the thinking.
Wow.
This wasn't ignorance, it was strategic storytelling.
It was orchestrated.
Absolutely. And language does create permission. So they gave permission to people to think those things and act on those things.
To think to think that it's okay to be this way and act this way and treat people this way.
Exactly. So you guys put a 1 in the chat if you think people underestimate how intentional this was back then. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that people underestimate how intentional this was. Now there's another part to this, part 2, enlightenment and early science. This was in the 1700s. The key idea for this was racism gets dressed up as education. Now I'll explain that. Europeans began ranking humans in hierarchies. Black people were placed at the bottom of the so-called chain of being. I'll say that again. Black people were placed at the bottom of the so-called chain of being. They were placed at the bottom of existence. Just to exist, they were placed at the bottom. Even respected figures like Thomas Jefferson speculated about black inferiority. Now, we know about Thomas Jefferson because he sure didn't have a problem sticking it to one of his slaves and having all those kids by her. And some of his offspring still live on. Maybe not his specific offspring, but those that they came from. His bloodline still exists today in black people. So this made racism seem reasonable and academic. Because once it's in the books, it spreads faster.
Almost normalizing it.
Exactly. So my question to y'all is, how dangerous is racism when it's labeled intellectual instead of hateful? Think about it. I'm not gonna make you answer.
That's a good one.
But how dangerous is racism when it's labeled intellectual instead of hateful? Let's move on up to the 1800s, part 3. Scientific racism. This is where the ape imagery really explodes, okay? The key idea is pseudoscience weaponized. Skull measurements, facial angles, fake biology. Claims that Africans were biologically closer to apes. Cartoons, pamphlets, newspapers openly showed black people as monkeys. This wasn't fringe, it was mainstream. This was every day. Every day. It was taught in schools. It was used in courtrooms and politics. Let that sink in, okay?
Oh, that's even worse.
This wasn't a joke. This was policy support. Again, in the late 1800s, part 4, Darwinism distorted. Evolution twisted into a racial weapon. Charles Darwin. Hold on a second. Charles Darwin never argued racial hierarchy. White supremacists twisted evolution into a missing link myth. Black people were portrayed as halfway between ape and human. This is where that evolution shit kicked in. This lie still floats around today, especially online. Have y'all ever seen this nonsense still being pushed in 2026? I think we all have seen it a little bit in just what our president just did. This lie still floats around today, especially online. See, if you notice, mainstream media, they're not really talking about what happened.
No, they're not.
You know why? Because certain people own mainstream media. CNN, Fox News, all these different major news networks are owned and don't want this out there. They have a narrative to spin.
Right.
And if their reporters don't report the way that they want them to, they'll just get rid of them. Look at Don Lemon.
Yeah. Sure did.
Look at Don Lemon.
You're not going to report or say what I want you to say?
So now we'll move on up to the 1900s. The Jim Crow era normalization. The key idea was to dehumanize. The dehumanization becomes entertainment. Okay, we saw that in some of the imagery that we watched in television shows and cartoons and whatnot. Games. They had so many things to entertain people. And they were designed to entertain white people. So it became accepted. Because if the white folks is doing it, then the black folks have no other alternative, because they don't make anything geared for black people back during that time. There was no form of entertainment that black people had any control over.
Right.
Hi, Q Rock. How are you, sweetheart? So basically, we're talking about political cartoons, advertising, children's books, and minstrel shows. Because minstrel shows were a big deal back in them 1900s, early 1900s. The purpose was to justify segregation, excuse lynching. This is where the violence comes in. They painted black men as dangerous, and they I can't pronounce this word. Infantilized black women. And that's what they call the Jim Crow era. This is why elders react so strongly, because they lived closer to this. Our elders lived through that era. I know my grandparents did. So let's go on to part 6. Why it's never just an insult today. The key idea for this is historical memory matters. It's important that you recognize the history. If you don't know, look it up.
You're right. It's important to know the history.
Comparing black people to apes is one of the most extreme racist tropes. I'm going to say that again. Comparing black people to apes is one of the most extreme racist tropes. It was used to justify slavery, segregation, violence, and denial of humanity. When someone uses that imagery today,
yes,
they're borrowing it from a playbook soaked in blood.
Oh,
because our people died for the right to be human.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Auntie Mickey.
So I pose the next question to y'all, just something for you to think on, something for you to dabble on. Do you think people who use it today know the history? Or do you think some absolutely do? Because there's a difference. Some may know it, may be aware of it, but some absolutely do. In other words, they lived it.
Yeah.
Either on one side or the other. On the black side or the white side. One way or another, they know it to be a fact.
Wow.
So basically, I'm going to wrap this up, y'all. Because we've been doing this, what is going on? It'll be 2 hours in a minute. But what we've looked at tonight isn't ancient history.
It's not like it's that long ago.
Exactly. Now, I was born in 1962, so I had my share of what I saw during the civil rights movement. Imagine those that are here that are 80 plus.
Right.
90 plus.
My mom, she was telling me that when she was in school, they didn't get the new books. They got the
Right.
books from the hand-me-down.
Yep.
I said, really? She said, what they didn't want, they gave to us.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's sad.
And they were very selective what information that they passed through to the black
Oh.
schools.
Wow.
They were very selective. They didn't pass on all information. They taught them what they wanted them to know. But yes, your mother is right. Black people got the hand-me-downs in the black schools. And it wasn't really until the 60s, I want to say
Wow.
late 60s, early 70s, at least I can say up here where I live in Washington State. That's when they started integrating the schools.
Okay.
And I recall in my neighborhood, now I grew up in the black neighborhood. I grew up in the hood. And if you lived in the hood, you went to the schools in the hood. But then they created something called the magnet program. And
Wow.
what that did was that gave parents, black parents, an opportunity to have their children bused out to white schools.
Do they call it busing?
Yes. It was busing. And when I tell you that my God, from first grade to 12th grade, I was bused out of my community to go to school. So when I say busing, I mean get on 2 buses. If you were riding a city bus,
Really?
if you were younger, of course, they had the yellow buses.
Okay.
And that bus ride was a good 45 minutes long because the schools were so far from the hood.
Yeah. When I was going to high school, my school was like an hour away.
Mm-hmm.
It was an hour away from where we lived, but the schools near me were all African American schools, all black
Right.
schools.
Right.
But I mean, even then, like, and I was born in 72.
Mhm.
Just thinking about it, it took me an hour to get to school every day.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we were bused we were on a city bus, and the city bus would go through and pick up the other people, and then we'll go. It would take us 45 minutes to an hour to get to school. If you missed the bus, that was it.
Oh
You
my
had to
God.
catch the city bus, and it was more than one bus.
Yep. Lisa, thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. God bless you, sweetheart.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. But yeah, Lady Letitia, you're absolutely right. You were part of the busing program.
Okay.
Whether you knew it or not, you were part
Whether
of
I
the
knew
busing
it or not.
program. And see,
Yeah.
what they did was they gave black people an option to put their kids in what they considered to be better schools, because the schools in the black neighborhoods were subpar in terms of equipment, in terms of teachers, you name it. They ran the gamut on not providing the best learning environment for black children. Now, my grandparents elected for me to be bussed out, and I was on a yellow bus until junior high school, which is now considered middle school. Once you got into high school, you had to catch the city bus to school. And I mean, you had to get on the bus, the regular, with everybody else that's going downtown going to work.
Yep.
Okay. And if you
Wow.
missed your bus, you were going to be late. And I recall in middle school, I missed my school bus and had to catch a city bus home. And I didn't get home until dark.
Wow.
It was so far. And we didn't have cell phones back then either.
Oh.
So I'm standing at the bus stop by myself, waiting
Scary.
for a bus to come. And my grandfather is literally going crazy because I'm not home yet. I didn't get home until about 5:30. School let out at 3.
Oh, wow.
So it was not only scary for me, but it was scary for him as well.
For them too.
And then
Yeah,
even
missed your bus.
Yep, just missed my bus. They didn't stick around to wait for me.
Yeah, they don't. They just, you could be running and they'll see you running and take off.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, another experience that I had with busing, my oldest son, when he was in, I want to say kindergarten, he fell asleep on his bus because he was bussed out as well. He fell asleep on his bus, and the driver didn't know he was on the bus. And when the driver went to the bus yard, that's when he found my son up under a seat asleep.
Oh, wow. That's
This
scary.
is the kind of thing that's ridiculous. I mean, these people don't, I mean, I don't want to get into the, who was right, who was wrong, but this is a kid, a little kid.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you saw a little kid get on your bus at the school, and you don't see that child get off the bus, wouldn't that be a concern to you?
Yes. You would think. Like, I love my bus driver
It was just my mistake.
Elementary, because they would pick you up. Like, she practically would knock on my door because I was always late, blowing the horn. My little bus driver. But how inconsiderate is that?
But you know what? Back when I was going to school and I was on that yellow bus, we had something they call bus monitors.
Oh.
Those bus monitors were hired to ride the bus and provide supervision over the children. It wasn't left up to the driver. The driver's job was to drive the bus, but they had someone assigned to that bus that developed relationships with these kids. I remember my bus monitor, boy, she had slumber parties for us, swimming, took us swimming. We had we went to the zoo. All of the black kids. Okay, she went into her own pocket. This wasn't her job. She went into her own pocket. She cared about the kids that she oversaw.
Oh.
And provided kind of she was like an auntie to everybody because she didn't have children. But this is what's missing.
It is.
This is what's missing.
When you said that, I remember dropping my daughter off at school and seeing two adults on the bus.
Yes.
And that's what I was like, I mean, that's really cool. And for you to have that was pretty cool, Auntie Mickey, to have that monitor on the bus. Like you said, have that person, the driver, drive, and then have the other one monitoring, because you can't really do both. And you want to make sure your kids are safe. That is so, that's missing.
Yeah, it really is.
In a lot of areas.
So basically, just to wrap this up, because, we're facing these same issues today. They're just, they're thrown in our face by a man that's unhinged.
A man that's supposed to be our leader, a man that's supposed to set an example, someone we're supposed to look up to, someone we're supposed to confide in, go to when, he's the leader. He's supposed to be the protector.
But he's not a leader. And here's the problem. A lot of people voted for him not looking at the big picture. They were looking at their pockets. Myself, I judge you by your character before I judge anything else. If you got poor character, I don't care how rich you are, how many good ideas you may have. If you have poor character, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So basically what we're looking at tonight isn't ancient history. It's a through line. The same imagery that once justified slavery and segregation still shows up today, just packaged differently. And once you know that history, you can't unsee it. You can't pretend it's harmless. These images weren't accidents. They weren't jokes. They were tools. And when that imagery resurfaces today, it taps into the same logic that once said some people were less human than others. Calling it out isn't outrage, it's recognition. That's the difference. Now, history gives us context, not excuses. Understanding where these images came from doesn't just explain why they hurt. It explains why they were created in the first damn place. And that knowledge is how we stop repeating it.
Right.
So now that you've seen where this imagery comes from, I want to ask the chat. Do you think people really don't know what they're doing when they use it today? Or do you think they're counting on us not knowing the history? Because you can't separate the image from the intent. The history makes it clear.
Yeah, they're trying to tell us we're not seeing what we're seeing.
Yeah, don't look over here, look over there. You know, don't pay attention to this shiny object here. Pay attention to that pile of dirt over there.
Right.
And we know what the shiny object is. It's them Epstein files.
Yeah, it is.
We know exactly what that shiny object is that they don't want us to look at. And it's not just him.
Oh,
He's
no.
protecting some people. He's protecting people higher than him.
Yeah, all of them were up there. All
There
of
are
them.
people in this world that are running things that we don't even see. There are people much richer than Trump, much richer than a lot of other rich people, richer than Jeff Bezos.
Right.
Do I need to name the Rothschild family?
Okay.
They got so much money, there isn't a dollar amount attached to their name.
Wow.
That's how much money they have. This is old, ancient money.
Mm.
They got so much that they have lost track as to how much they have. And that's who's running the world, the Rothschilds and other families. Those are the people that are, and then those are the ones that own the media, because they can control the media as to what we take in terms of information.
That's why it's so important to speak out against it.
Speak out and research.
Yes.
Thank God for social media.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for social media. Because if we didn't have social media, we wouldn't have heard about that video.
Mm.
They would have downplayed that thing like it ain't nothing.
Oh,
So,
yeah. He knew he wanted us to see it. He wanted us to see that video. He wanted it out there. He didn't want it taken down.
Exactly. Well, and it's funny because they blamed it on a staffer. But you know who the staffer was? The staffer was him.
He's the staffer.
He's the staffer.
He approves everything that goes across his desk.
It didn't even go across his desk. This man sits on the toilet all night tweeting. No, I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny.
Right.
This man is up all night. Listen, you guys, this man is sick. And I'm not talking about just mentally ill. This man is on his way out.
Yeah, I believe it.
I saw a video, and we gonna look at this video this week. This video, this man gave him 4 months to live.
Wow.
And he said in this video that he discovered these attributes, these signs of this dementia that Trump has in his first term.
He's got dementia, doesn't he?
Yes. But there's different types of dementia.
It is. This one, yeah.
And the one that he has, the signs are so glaring now. He can't even hardly walk straight. He can't stand straight. His ankles are swollen due to his overabundance of liquid in his body, and that bruise on his hand is due to an IV.
Wow. IV? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has to take an IV every day because
Wow.
if he doesn't, get some of that water all out of his body, he's gonna fool around and have a heart attack
Oh, wow.
or kidney failure. Cream Cream Bruleri says, my cat's name is Jeffrey. He is black and white, and I love him no matter what. Why can't we be friends? Oh, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? But yeah, that's pretty much the the gist of tonight's live. I wanted people to get an understanding.
He could have been.
Has it been 4 months yet? Not yet, boo. And it's not necessarily, an exact science, but what we're witnessing before our eyes is this man's very quick decline.
Wow.
He's going through a very quick decline. And they need to start making moves on how they're going to deal with when he's gone. Because he's going to be gone. This man's almost 80 years old. And he's ill. He's ill.
Yeah.
He's taking daily IVs. Daily IVs. Imagine the way he talked about Joe Biden. Joe Biden, he called him Sleepy Joe.
Oh, yeah. Just
But
dogged him out really bad.
Who's the one falling asleep at press conferences now?
And passing gas.
Okay.
Uncontrollably. He can't control his bladder.
He's wearing a diaper. He's incontinent.
Ooh.
Q-Rock says they'll put another dummy in there. Well, I'll take any dummy over this fool. Honestly. Because I think after the latest shenanigans, he's a lame duck at this point. He's a lame duck. And everyone knows that he's trying to steal the midterm elections.
Yeah,
we
he's
all
trying to
see
steal
it.
it.
We all see it.
Yeah. He's already starting.
Yep. He's already started. And we all see it. It's just like a big movie. We're watching it all play out. And
He's
unfortunately, oh yeah, but unfortunately, see, it's not him that's losing. It's the party.
Yeah,
that
they're
will,
gonna
that will lose.
Uh-huh.
And
Because
without party, he doesn't have the power that he once had. Once he loses those districts and stuff that are going to flip Democratic, it's going to be a wrap.
Right. Exactly.
But what we're in a very dangerous time right now because
I really believe it.
I don't know what they're doing in that White House to make sure he don't. This man is capable of flipping a switch that could annihilate us all.
Yeah.
Would you put your life in the hands of someone with Alzheimer's or someone who has mental illness?
Exactly.
And it's no shade on people with mental illness, but you have to have a strong mind and sense to be in the highest office in the world.
The highest office and take it seriously. He doesn't take it seriously. He's a joke. He's a laughing stock.
We've got people, we've got dignitaries, we've got leaders from all over the world that are making people step down because their dignitaries are showing up in the Epstein files. Just for being in the files, they're making them step down.
And he's all up in it.
All
and
up in it.
Try to pretend like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's nothing. Let's just sweep him under the rug. He wasn't really with an underage person. Yes, he was.
Hey, his wife is even in there.
Okay.
His wife is even in there. And, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how they met. She came from, where was that? Was it Yugoslavia? Yeah, she's from Yugoslavia.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't come from money. She was a pretty woman who was, looking for a way out, a way
Okay.
out of poverty, and she joined that modeling agency. That modeling agency was a front for female trafficking.
Right.
And when those women came to the States, they were taken to rich billionaires
Wow.
to satisfy them.
Mm,
And that is how he met Melania.
mm.
No, she from Yugoslavia.
I thought he didn't like immigrants. Like, what the?
His first wife.
I know, like, you're confusing.
Ivanka.
She should be pissed off at the way that he treats immigrants because she's one.
Yep, but see, the mentality is as long as it doesn't affect her, she lives a good life and screw everybody else. All that front that she puts up about those kids, she don't care about them kids. I was a kid too. Her mentality is, hey, I got through it, and so can they.
Right.
So what? I don't know if you guys remember the coat that she wore. She wore a coat that on the back it said something about I don't care or something like that. I can't remember.
I don't care. Do you?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. Because I don't know if everybody has seen that.
You got put a one in the chat if you've seen that jacket she had on when she went to those camps to visit those kids to see what their living conditions was like. Of course, they picked the nicest location.
Okay, let's see.
She messed up when she wore that jacket.
Yes, she did.
Put a 2 in the chat if you haven't seen the jacket. Just want to see how many people haven't seen it.
There it is. Let me see if I can make it bigger.
Oh, Rochelle hasn't seen it. Yolanda. This is the jacket that she wore going to those camps when he was separating the kids from the parents, putting the parents in jail, and then putting the kids in a detention center.
Yep.
That was during that time.
Really don't care, do you? And she was going to see children at the time.
She was going to see children. And children would see that. Good point, Auntie Mickey.
And she don't really care about them kids.
No.
One of her friends recorded her while they were having a regular conversation. You'd be surprised some of the ways she depicted those kids.
Well, oh, really?
I really do care. Do you? Okay, so this t-shirt is in response to her jacket.
Oh.
So yeah, this is the jacket.
Should have had on.
Yeah.
I really don't care. Do you? It really made her look like a bitch. Excuse me.
It did. There it is, right there, the back of it. I really don't care. Do you? Oh boy, oh boy. Well, that is our president and his illustrious wife.
So, was that his plane she was on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
So
I know it's not Air Force One.
Yeah. But we are in some very trying times. These are times that we have never seen before. And hopefully we'll never have to see them again. But All we can do at this point is pray that, that we'll be done with him in due time.
Exactly.
And I hate to be, I'm not
Russian
going to bite my tongue. If he were to go to God right now, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. He's lived a long, wonderful life in his terms.
Yeah.
All the riches you had here on earth won't mean a damn thing when you close your eyes for the last time. Because you'll be that rich man that they spoke of in the Bible that looked up, wanted some water. Said, nope. Nope. Can't have it. So anyway, lady, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the live down. Is there anything you want to add before we go?
No, this was really good. Thank you for inviting me up, Auntie Mickey. It's just the biggest thing is that I wish it was a little bit more outrage. I don't
Exactly.
think we will stop talking about it though. I did a hour live on it as well,
Mhm.
and I just think it's despicable. I think he's an embarrassment to when you don't vote. When you don't
Exactly.
vote, or when you vote for the wrong person, whichever category.
Right.
But it's something.
Yeah.
And you would just hope that everything just is okay
Mhm.
until his term is up.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? The scariest part to me is that his following, his diehard following, thinks the same way he does. That's
Yeah,
where
they
the
do.
problem lies. If it was just him and, everybody else just voted Republican because that's what they do. But no, they've got people out there that ride or die for him because they feel the same exact way. When they look at his face, they see their own self because he stands for what they stand for. And
Right.
that's the problem in this country. We got a
Yeah.
lot of folks out here perpetrating that they care and they don't.
They don't.
They don't. When Michael Jackson says they don't really care about us, that was no lie. Michael did a song, they don't really care about us. That was not a lie. Because when you think about it, even the nicest ones, they just sit back and stay silent because as long as it doesn't affect me,
It's good.
as long as we have something to eat, as long as we can pay our mortgage, or as long as we have a roof over our head, But it's those hateful ones that are dangerous. But it's
Yes.
complicit ones that make it easier for the hateful one. So they go hand in hand. They go hand in hand. And then they want to throw out that, oh, quit trying to be a victim all the time. This ain't
Right.
about victimhood.
No. No.
And
Survival.
clearly, those people that say that are guilty. That's
Yeah,
why
they
they can
are.
say it. That's why they say it. Because if the shoes were on the other foot, what you think they'd be saying?
Exactly. That's why I said you could have easily been a different color.
Absolutely.
You could have easily been in a different country. You could easily be somewhere else than where you are right now. And when people try to degrade illegals and anything that doesn't look like them,
Mhm.
it's a shame.
What's funny to me is that they're always trying to look like us.
Right.
Being
Yeah.
out there in the sun, getting tans, getting BBLs, getting your lips worked on, get your cheekbones fixed. All these things that mimic the African American look.
Yeah.
But you want
Yeah.
to keep that. You want to keep that entitlement, though. You want to look like one and get the, all the extras, all the goodies that go with being
All the goodies.
what you are with your flat booty, you know, and thin lips.
Yeah.
Be glad with what you got.
Yeah.
Why do you have to go out there and get a big booty?
Exactly. And
Be
change.
happy with what God gave you. Be grateful of what God gave you.
Yeah.
So, anyway, y'all, it's been really fun having y'all tonight. I really appreciate you. And lady, I'm so glad you dropped in and got a chance to sit at least in some of this with us. So I had an alert, but had to scroll to find. Oh no, Serene. Serene says, "Wow, Auntie Mickey, they really hiding you." I had an alert, but had to scroll to find you. I'm so sorry. Well, you know what? It doesn't surprise me. Look who I'm talking about. Look who I'm talking about.
I'll put on the stream the audience. I didn't stream it.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's okay.
Okay, well it's marked for you, so whenever you do.
I'll share it on my community post.
Okay, sweetie. And if you need to do another live and use this live on your platform, you're free to do so. You have my permission.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, you might want to do that. You never know. You might want to speak on something. Something might come to mind. So yeah, if you want to do that tomorrow, you have my permission to use this live.
Oh, good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, everybody. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm about to dig into this Wingstop sitting right next to me. It's cold, so I'm going to have to go warm it up. But you guys stay blessed and stay safe. Love one another. Because, hey, if we don't love each other, who going to love us? Each other. Y'all take care. Good night.
Hey there, my kinfolk, thanks for stopping by. Auntie Mickey's house, where we reach for the sky. Every comment and smile, you make my heart glow. Together we're strong, together we grow. From gossip to politics, we cover it all. Sharing laughs and thoughts, having a ball. Your support means everything that I know. Feels like family here in this sweet show. So let's keep it flowing, keep the love alive. Every moment together makes me thrive. You're more than viewers, you're my kinfolk. You see my gratitude runs deep as the sea. Thank you for being here, for sharing your time with each comment, with each rhyme. You're my kinfolk, my family, my crew. So much love to all of you. Turn up the camera, let's make it bright. Your support lifts me up, takes flight.